Hey guys, what's up? So I'm back with another video. I've been busy and I didn't get time. So today I'm going to present to you my process on how I redesign or rebuild products. And this was based on a case study that I did. I'll put the links in the description. You can read it. And yeah, let's get started. So context. This is a banking app in Sri Lanka. I've been using this app for some time and I love the concept of online banking when I got into this. But then something strange happened. I used this app and also I created another account and another account of a different bank, and I used that app and I was like, whoa, what's this, right? So yeah, obviously I was a noob back then, but then as I got experience, I thought, yeah, we could do a redesign. So when it comes to product redesign, it's totally different from a product build. You will be focusing on many issues when it comes to redesign, and you are redesigning an existing product. So you have to be careful when it comes to redesigning. We have seen a lot of products that were redesigned and users hated it, right? There was a competitor similar to Reddit, and they redesigned the entire UI and users were super mad, right? So stuff like that can happen. So when it so let's get started. I might stutter a little bit because my presentation skills are not great. I don't have a script. I just jump into the video, right? So yeah, first of all, I'm the product owner and I'm the UX designer of this project. So it will be contradicting, but in general, when you start a product redesign, you have to note down all the UX issues that you see, take user feedback, and have them like this, right? Note them down first. That's the first step. You can find reviews in Google Play Store, Facebook, Reddit, Twitter, anywhere you like. Note them down and then jump into the flows. So I call it the solution blueprint. This was a term by my mentor, but it's basically the existing user flows of the app. This gives you a bird's eye view of the app, and you definitely need to do this because it's important. This is an important step. You by sketching all the flows, you understand what the app is about, and possibly you will also see the issues of the flow, right? But this is an important step. Get this done, and then do a little bit of research, or ask the product owner or the CEO on who the user groups are, what pain points they have, and what goals the app or the product is solving, right? This gives you again an idea of what you are getting into. So yeah, that's really important, guys, because you cannot get into a rebuild without knowing what the app does and what's the core of the app, right? That's important. This is not necessary to revamp. I mean, revamp means like not necessary for the solution that you are trying to build, but it gives an understanding of what this app is about. And what I said was because mainly the client or the product owner comes with a problem, and that's this problem that you need to find a solution for. So yeah, once that's done, you need to get into something called the UX matrix. So what you do is you take each and every flow of the user flow or the solution blueprint and create this diagram. So all the cards in the flow are columns, and you have around, I don't know, 15 rows of content that you need to fill in. So first of all, the channel can be the mobile app, a website, or a social media page, user tracking data. So this usually needs to show how many users are there in each step. So it can be 1,000, 800, 300, 200. You can use that data and find out where users are dropping out, right? Then existing business data and user interviews. So for this app, these two are basically the same, but if you are doing a real world project, existing business data is something that the product owner brings you with. They can have business data from research that they have done, or the reviews, or any negative post, negative press, and all the stuff. Then user interviews are definitely research that you do and what you find regarding each flow, right? Since I didn't have access access to these two verticals, I didn't care much about it. I just used the feedback and reviews that I saw and added them over here. Then we have usability test findings. So as you know, Nielsen and Norman or nngroup.com has their own um, usability heuristic guideline. It's very popular. If you are new, you might know, and if you are a senior, you might definitely know. So just refer this article, it's great. And this usually finds out the usability issues of the app. And yeah, so I have listed down all the usability heuristics from visibility of system status to help and documentation. And for each flow, I have noted down what issues they have and described them. For example, in the first screen, a screen with a card is shown. I assume it's the card we have, but clicking on view all my accounts again shows my cards. So it's unclear what the screen is about. So not clear about what details the screen is. So no clear visibility of system status. And then the last row is dedicated uh, for details that you think are issues, right? So you can add your own thoughts when it comes to each flow based on your experience. So I have noted down for the second part. The second part is click on transfer icon. Transfer has two parts. Why not make it just one part? Have the transfer tab stick to the bottom. So that's what I thought. Then once this is done, you have a list of problems and issues. So you present it to the client, and then the client approves on what they need to be solved. So this is in addition to what the client brings you, right? Or it can be an expansion of what the client said. So the client might come to you with something like, I have this app, the uh, user reach is going down, the users are dropping out, and I have this issue and all those uh, problems, like a general problem, and it's your duty to get into the core and find out why this is happening and bring out all the problems that has, and that way the client has a clear view of why this is happening. So the client comes with a general problem. Okay, the revenue is dropped, users are dropping out. um, or they might also come with something like, we want to redesign the app, right? We want uh, to remove this or add this. It's a different topic, but they might come with different requirements. So yeah, as a UX designer, you have to listen and understand under which context this project falls into. It can be a product revamp, it can be a feature addition, right? So yeah, then once you have all these to be solved list, that means the problems that can be solved or that needs to be solved, you go into creating a revamped solution blueprint, and this is how you do it. It might not be, be it might not be clear to you, but yeah, it's clear to me. So once this is done, you take each and every flow and create what we call the user journey. So this is also one of the most important um, parts of a redesign, because this is where you ideate on different solutions, right? And we don't jump into design of wireframes, because you have to segment each and every step of the process so that your focus is on one thing. So when it comes to the user journey, after all these steps, the focus is to have a solution to the problem they have, right? It's not about focusing on elements, focusing on fonts, colors, or anything. It's just finding the solution. So you take the revamped blueprint. Actually, this and the solution blueprint, the revamped one, these two are connected. But what I wanted to say is this actually shows you what kind of elements, what kind of features, what kind of processors can go into each and every step of the revamped solution blueprint, right? So the blueprint is like a general idea or a bird's eye view of the solution, and this is like the fine details that goes into this solution. So you have all the steps of the flow, and you have how the user would do it. So how the user would do it is actually what happens in each screen, what elements we have, what happens if the user comes on a different path, and what happens if the user does this and that, all those stuff. This the content goes into this row. So you have to make sure you think about all the instances. um, so it can be an empty state instance, as I said, error state, success state, and success can be different parts. So if I go through like the home page, I had described what the home page has and what each link would show up. You see manage beneficiaries, recurring payments, all transactions, account types, you have this and that, blah blah blah, right? And again we have why the user would do it. So why the user would go to the home page, so he can access the mobile app, right? He can do a transfer. So it's just double checking what we are trying to actually achieve with this particular screen. Then we have technical development. So technical development is also another step. These are features that we can actually add to make the banking, also, sorry, the process more enjoyable, right? Um, I'll just show you, I mean, after this is explained, I'll just show you what I did to what delightments that I added, right? So once this is done, you see we have tons of tons of flows, and because I cannot zoom out and go into the solution blueprint, I have taken some steps and added them over here for reference. So once this is done, we move into the wireframe. So the wireframe is actually the place where we think how the elements are placed, what are we going to show, how are we going to show it, right? So you don't think about color, branding, um, what else, shadows or anything, just flat design, black and white, and you are just trying to show the user journey. And wireframes are important, right? Again, it's about focusing on one thing. This user journey focused on creating the solutions, wireframes focusing on putting the solutions into those screens, and then designs focused on making those screens beautiful and looking good, right? Because things that look good work better. That's aesthetic usability effect. Search it up. Um, so I created sections for all the, I think, user journeys that was here, and yeah, I mean that was it, right? So I'll just show you an instance of a technical development. So when it comes to transferring big amounts of cash, there can be an anxiety, right? Anxiety within the user. they might think whether the account details are correct, whether everything is okay, right? So you have to you have to think those steps when you are doing the user journey. For each and every step, you have to think from the perspective of the user, what they'll think, what they'll want, right? How can we help them make a decision? You know, you have to think about the psychology. In this step, I have made sure that when the amount is like 100,000 or above that, we show a message saying, don't worry, you can double check everything in the next screen. So what does this do? This assures the user that they can double check their details and make sure everything is right. And we have the final summary and boom. So yeah, so there was an app, right? I am still using that app. It had this flow where you you type in the amount, and when you press next, it takes you to the OTP screen. So basically the OTP means that you will be transferring cash, you will confirm the payment, right? That's that's a place where users will have a lot of anxiety. Okay, and it's just swapping those screens to make sure users don't have anxiety and they do the action as planned uh, comfortably. So yeah, um, yeah, that's it, guys. That's it. So this is my process. I'm still a student of knowledge. Let me know in the comments if there's any feedback. I would love your feedback. I appreciate your feedback. I thrive on feedback, in feedback. Um, and yeah, that's how you improve. You take feedback and you improve on them. And once this was done, I send it to my mentor. I send it to my community. I got a positive response, but still, there might be stuff that I can improve. So yeah, guys, let me know in the comments. And thanks for watching. It's a 17 and a half minute video. Talk soon.